Hello everyone, welcome back for another video. Today we are cleaning the kitchen a little, making a delicious pot roast, some homemade croutons to go on top of it, and taking care of some of my plants that really need to be watered. This video is a little bit random, I guess, but this is my Monday. It's my day alone while my kids are with my mother-in-law. You guys know I love to post on Mondays or film on Mondays because that's when my kids are not with me. So this is just the things that I'm doing to catch up on and prepare for when they get home. I'm starting off by just unloading the dishwasher and clearing off the counter, and then I'm going to get into prepping dinner. Some Mondays I feel super energized and ambitious and ready to just tackle any projects that I have around the house. And then other Mondays I realize that I'm tired and I need to just take it slow and easy and get done the things that are necessary for my family to thrive, which is dinner for one, having food. But I also try not to put too much pressure on myself to overdo it if I'm really feeling tired, because this is one of the only times that I feel like I can actually get some rest. My baby is still waking up in the middle of the night. My toddler just went through the 3-year sleep regression, which has been a real struggle because he was sleeping so well for probably the last 6 months since he had his last sleep regression, and it's just been a whole new thing to navigate, having him wake up and also having to deal with an infant waking up. If anyone has tips on how to clean a white cooktop, definitely leave a comment down below. I have struggled the entire time we've owned this house on cleaning this cooktop. I try to have a non-toxic household to as best as my ability, which is always going to be impossible, but with the stuff that I'm using right now, I just feel like it's not cleaning this off, and there's always a ton of dark stains. What I love about this pot roast recipe is that it's healthy. It does not have the brown gravy packet in it, which I do not like using that if I don't have to, because it has a lot of colors and artificial flavors in it. So everything that I put into my pot roast is a whole food or a whole ingredient. It is super delicious. It lasts us probably about 3 days, so we can have like 3 meals out of it depending on how that's spread out, and we are a family of 4. We do have a baby, but she obviously is not eating a pot roast right now. And yeah, it's pretty affordable. We use a chuck roast, which is a very affordable cut of meat, and you can pretty much add whatever kind of like vegetables you want to add to it. We normally do potatoes, celery, onions, carrots, and mushrooms.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time.
So the way I grew up my family making a pot roast is they would do like large chunks of celery sticks in it. And I remember always hating that and finding it hard to chew. So I actually don't use a ton of celery in my pot roast, and I cut them down into smaller pieces because I just find that cooked celery is just hard to eat. I think celery in general is hard to eat. So that's why I like cutting it down in smaller pieces. So I feel like the one thing that I do differently in my pot roast that most people don't do is add mushrooms. I received a pot roast once from a good family friend, and she put mushrooms in it, and I just thought it was so delicious. And ever since, I've been adding mushrooms into mine.
You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine, go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear.
So now I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of flour, and this is gonna cook in the pot roast the entire time. This is what's gonna give it like a nice gravy texture. And I'm gonna add paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper. I am normally very generous on all of these. I'm not one to measure, but if I had to give you an actual measurement, I would say it's about 1/2 tablespoon of everything. So now I'm gonna cook this on high for 5 hours. Trust me, this is gonna be enough time and the chuck roast is going to melt apart. Now I am cutting up some homemade bread that I had made. This is Italian bread and it has gone a little stale. It's like 3 days old now. And I'm gonna cut it up and make croutons out of it and add that to the pot roast, and I think it'll be a nice textural difference. I don't typically add croutons onto things. Normally I will just do like bread and crackers along with it, but I don't have time to make more bread and I don't want this bread to go to waste. So now I'm just gonna put it in a Ziploc baggie, unzipped, and just let it kind of dry out a little bit more. It is already stale, but I'm just gonna let it dry out more, and then in like an hour I'm gonna bake it. Now I'm just adding all my plants into the sink that need to be watered. This peace lily really needs to be repotted, but I don't have a pot to put it in yet, and I don't have the plant material to use, so I'm waiting to find the right size pot. I don't want to pick too big of a pot for my house and it take up like a ton of floor space, even though this plant probably would do really well in a large pot since it's so big. But yeah, I just want to keep it like confined. I do like the size that it's at now. And yeah, all these other plants really just needed to be watered really well. I know that the peace lily needs to be repotted because it has roots growing out the bottom and it does not retain water in the soil at all. I feel like I have to water it like every 4 days or it'll droop and lose leaves. If you've ever watched my videos before, you probably know that I have a ton of plants in my house. I love plants so much. I just think they're so good for you. My peace lily did just bloom and its flower died, so I was just removing that. But if you would ever be interested on like a plant tour or just a video about like plant care, definitely leave a comment down below and let me know. I feel like I would love doing something like that because I just have an obsession with plants and I like researching like what types of plants like help with certain things. I know a peace lily is supposed to be a really great plant for detoxifying the air. Snake plants are supposed to be good in the bedroom because they create more oxygen and they're good for sleep. I know that there have been studies done on like ivy plants and they can help remove like mold spores from the air. So yeah, if you'd ever be interested in a video on plants, let me know because I just love them. But now I'm adding olive oil and garlic salt into my bag of croutons and just mixing it around, and then I'm going to put it on this baking sheet and bake it in the oven for like 10 minutes on 375 until it's golden brown. I also did shred the chuck roast, but of course I forgot to hit record, so I just put me like dumping it into the crock pot, and you guys missed out on me shredding it. But see, that's how if you missed that, I just like pulled a couple pieces apart with the spoon. It really does just like melt apart after 5 hours. And then here are my croutons. This is my finished product. This pot roast was so delicious and it's so healthy for you. There's nothing fake or artificial in it, so I highly recommend that you make this for your family and you won't feel guilty after. All right, thank you for watching.